You probably remember that in the previous lesson we briefly mentioned one of the most common rules of composition, which is called the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds involves sort of mentally dividing the image into 9 cubes so that you have rows of 3 cubes going across horizontally and columns of 3 cubes coming down vertically. 3 rows and 3 columns. We see that here in this image where we have put the center of interest at the intersection of one of those rows of thirds, rows and columns of thirds. And you can see that the center of the lamppost, which is the center of interest, the lamppost is the center of interest, falls right on the dividing line between the columns and the rows in the bottom 2/3 of the picture. But it could be anywhere in here. One of the things you want to avoid, however, is having more than one prominent object at more than one prominent intersection. That becomes confusing most of the time. If you place the center of interest near the intersection of one of the dividers, again, this is usually a metal thing because you want to do most of your composing in the camera so that you don't lose too much resolution by having to crop too much. You can learn to do this mentally by doing it physically on your computer and placing the grid over the photograph in your image editor. Do that by creating a empty second layer above the primary layer of the image and then just drawing the rows and columns in white so that you can see them clearly against your photograph. And just try bringing up a bunch of photographs and seeing how they fit that grid. And then try cropping them to fit that grid. You'll really, using your computer, can train your eye in a very short time. And in that first image, you'll remember that we placed the horizon near one of the horizontal dividers and the foreground objects near one of the bottom row of one of the horizontal dividers. And that helps to emphasize fire and air if the divider above is low in the picture, and to emphasize grounding in earth and water if the divider is high in the picture. In other words, most of the picture is those elements. I've demonstrated that here by just moving the wing of an airplane up and down within the composition.